Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. In the last episode, we were hit with the realization that if we change history, Fang and Grovyle will disappear. And in this episode, let's see what happens. I know what happens, and I'm really excited to see what happens.
You know what happens. I don't know
it's
anything.
gonna be good!
Here it is. It's this hollow spot. The relic fragment is supposed to go into the spot. That will activate the Rainbow Stone Chip, Grovyle said. It's worth a try.
Spark placed the relic fragment in the hollow spot.
So... What? It moved. It moved.
What was that? Spark's done it. That noise. It has to be the sound of the Rainbow Stone Chip activating.
Whoa.
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 Whoa. Ah!
I won't. You'll never change history.
Ah! Grovyle.
So you shield Fang, Grovyle? That's taken a heavy toll on you. Very well. You're going down first. What are you doing?
Dusknor! I'm taking you with me. We're going back to the future.
What?
What? Fang, it's up to you now.
Gah, those are...
Time gears.
Okay, team. The Rainbow Stone Chip's set to go.
Oh crap, what did I come back to?
What? What's happening?
Spark, this is it for me. I'm taking Dusknor back to the future.
Huh? What?
I can never come back here again. Watch Fang's back. Promise me.
But... Take your place, Grovyle? I can't.
You must and you will. Because you can, Spark. You two are the greatest of combinations.
Whoa, unhand me. Release me.
We're almost there. Quiet! Fang! Take care, Fang. I was lucky to have known you. Though the parting hurts, the rest is in your hands. Grovyle! Sorry for the hold-up, Dusknor!
Gwah! Grovyle. Why?
Grovyle.
Sound of the Rainbow Stone Chip.
It's getting louder. The Rainbow Stone Ship. It looks like it's gonna move.
But, Grovyle. Grovyle. I'm sad. I'm too sad to even move. But...
Right. If we don't hurry, the Rainbow Stone Ship might just leave without us. Grovyle, I may be sad, but right now...
You better go. The time gears. I'd better gather them up. Wait for us in the future, Grovyle. We'll stop the planet's paralysis. We'll change the future into a better world. A world in which Grovyle can live happily. We won't fail.
But you don't know, Spark. But what Dusknor said...
Is this what you really want? If history is changed, we Pokemon of the future will disappear.
That's right. If the future is changed, Grovyle will disappear. And I'll disappear too.
Hey, Fang. The last thing Grovyle said to you, Fang.
Though the parting hurts, the rest is in your hands.
His last words. Parting hurts. I understand that feeling. I understand how it hurts. Grovyle was partners with you for a long time, Fang. I think it must have hurt Grovyle terribly to leave you.
That may be what he meant. But no, that isn't it. Grovyle's last words, they weren't about me and Grovyle. He meant me and Spark. Grovyle said what he did, because he knew that I would have to leave Spark eventually. When history is changed, I will disappear. My time together with Spark is ending. This is our last adventure.
Hey, Fang. We have to do this for Grovyle's sake. Let's go to Temporal Tower.
And then I didn't tell Spark. Final chapter. The last adventure.
Man. Okay, so I was correct. I was thinking that... Is it going to be the whole temple that moves? Or is it just going to be that little stone tablet in the middle?
Oh, it's just the little stone tablet. It's cute, isn't it?
Whoa.
It's just a big circle that we get to ride.
It's getting louder. It's about to move. Let's get on. Quick. Whoa. That's cool.
It is cool. Rainbow
so much
Stone Ship.
feels.
Rainbows!
Oh my God. That's why it's called a Rainbow Stone Ship.
Yeah, cat.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no.
Look at that. I can see my house from here. Temporal Tower. Finally. We're on our way. We're going there. Okay, why is there no rainbow? I'm very upset.
Look, man, it was coming to a stop. The rainbow was an emphasis of its fast momentum. That's why the rainbows were trailing behind it, because it was going so quickly. Now that it was coming to a slow stop, the rainbows disappeared.
We're nearly there, Fang. There's no turning back now. Hey, up there. The top of Temporal Tower is glowing red. What could that be? Let's hustle. I would also just like to say, if you were to leave that scene on, because it wasn't auto going, you would forever make this path the longest path ever.
Yes. If I had it running for 24 years.
This is the entrance to Temporal Tower. Whoa, the ground's shaking.
Temporal Tower is collapsing.
Did it settle down? What was that tremor anyway? Hey, that reminds me. Grovyle once said something about this. He said that time started going out of control everywhere because Temporal Tower began collapsing. So that tremor we just felt. Temporal Tower could be collapsing as we speak. We have to hurry, Fang.
We have to hurry. But first, I must prepare my inventory. Are you ready, Fang? Oh wait, that's you. I read your line. I'm so sorry.
Are you ready, Spark? Okay, we're all set to go. Okay, off we go.
This is gonna be a tall tower.
I mean, it is
many,
a tower after
many
all.
floors.
If it's anything like the first game, I already have an idea, because that game, cool.
Alright, so
Nice.
This is the time to start asking how you feel, Spark. How do you feel about this game so far?
I like it. It's very emotional, and you get very attached to like all the characters because they all have meaning. They're not just, oh look, a character.
Mm-hmm.
Dusknoir's an asshole.
But he's
I like him though.
he's a good
villain.
asshole. He's a good
Yeah.
asshole. But you know, the best part is it's not there's more.
Oh, don't say that.
There's
please.
more.
Stop. Fine, okay, there's more.
There's more.
Grovyle, stop.
Yeah,
I can't.
Dusknor isn't gone yet. He's still alive.
He should be gone. They're in the future.
Yeah, well, we haven't stopped. We haven't saved time yet. But
Yeah,
also,
we'll
he's
save time.
yeah. Well, do you think he's
Are
gonna
you
disappear
saying-
after we beat the game?
It's sound logic, but knowing Pokemon, that's not the case.
Oh, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but you know how there are special episodes.
Yeah, don't say anything else, because if that in a way is like a spoiler, because you just revealed, yeah, he's gonna live.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Okay, I'll keep quiet for now. But there is more. More things are gonna happen soon.
Okay.
Are you curious about anything? Because I remember when we first went to the future, you had like a million questions. Do you still have any questions you want to ask?
No, most things are answered. I don't know, man. There's a lot of emotions going on just inside.
Mm-hmm. I hope they're positive emotions.
It's very mixed, but not like in a bad way. Also, this room sucks. I'm just gonna point that out this floor.
It happens, right?
But I don't know, like, it's good. I really like it. I'm very into it, and it's very emotional. And the whole thing with Celebi saying, "I'll devote my whole life to this," that was cool. I like that they did that.
Hey man, Grovyle had the same resolve.
Yeah,
So did Fang before he lost his memories.
yeah. I mean, he kind of has the resolve now. Kind of.
No, it's there.
Kind of.
I think I have the resolve.
You should probably heal yourself.
I've been
Why don't you use synthesis?
because synthesis only heals me like 20 and it sucks.
Okay,
I feel like it's random. Like sometimes it'll heal me 70, it'll heal me 100 if it's sunny, it'll heal me 50 occasionally, and other times, I guess because we're in a tower, it'll heal me like 20, and I'm just like, alright, I guess there is no sun here.
I mean, when it was hailing, it healed you for 10. So
Yeah, that was also bad. So I'm just gonna use Oran berries, because why not?
that's fair. Rip. Evil discharge.
So yeah, no questions at all so far?
I mean, no. Honestly, everything that I had before was answered. Everything makes sense. The one I asked you, you're like, no, there's no other thing. I'm like, well, that's kind of crappy.
Not everything's been answered so far.
I don't remember what I asked.
You didn't ask this one, but there are many questions. But I'll pose them later to you. I'll get your brain working a little later, as we come closer to the end of this. Because there's a bunch of things that haven't been answered yet.
Were they things I questioned though?
No, but it is like continuity with the plot and why things are happening? Question mark.
Things are happening? Question mark. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know, one of them I was gonna ask you is like, we still haven't figured out why I got turned into a Pokemon. We still haven't learned why I lost my memory. Grovyle said that there was an accident when traveling through time. What caused that accident, I wonder?
I honestly thought it was Dusknor. The whole time I was just thinking, okay, well, Dusknor probably screwed with your memory, which is why when you're like, the mouth, I was like, wait, did something happen to the mouth? Is that why you don't remember anything? The whole thing of being turned into a Pokemon, I just don't question that anymore because Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, but that's the thing, right? When Dusknor first met us, he was surprised that we were turned into a Pokemon, and he didn't realize we were who we were until we told him, oh, we used to be a human. So
I thought that he was just playing along.
No, that's why remember he was hiding a smirk as they wrote it, because he was just because he came to the past to look for me and Grovyle. He was like, I finally found him.
This was my thought process. He knew, like, he was behind it. He didn't know if what he did worked. That's why when he saw the smirk, he was like, okay, so my plan worked.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't thinking about the whole, like, it happened in the middle of the whole time travel thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it makes sense because if he did something during the process of time travel, he wouldn't know if it worked or not. That way, when he saw a thing, he was like, "Oh, it worked. Good."
Okay, fair.
That's my thought process, which is very awkward and flawed, but that made sense to me.
But you know what? The plot twist is Dustlord was not responsible for that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't know who else would be responsible besides Celebi.
We haven't
Celebi
met him yet.
evil?
No. We haven't met this character yet, so it's fine.
Is it Dialga?
It has to. It happens in the post game. But yeah,
Is it Palkia?
No. But this is stuff that gets covered in the post game. That's why I was curious. Like, do you have any other questions? Like, there are a bunch of things that we haven't had answered yet.
Well, okay. To be fair, why you get turned into a Pokemon is always answered in the post game.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I don't question it, because it's just second nature of it'll be answered.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Other than that, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think about the whole, like, why you have amnesia thing.
I think some of like the interesting questions I asked as a kid is like, if we have all the time gears, why wasn't time frozen in like Treasure Town or Brine Cave and stuff like that? Because if all the time gears are gone, wouldn't time have stopped everywhere by now?
Well, Grovyle answered that though. He said that what's it called? It doesn't automatically. It freezes the area, but it doesn't freeze everything all at once.
No, it doesn't. But I wanted to share like some theories with you. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, okay. We climbed a long ways.
I was waiting for you to read it. So.
How much farther is it to the top? What? Another tremor. The tremor was powerful. It must be getting worse. The tower must be falling apart faster. I'm not sure it's true, but if Temporal Tower regulates time like Lapras said, then if the tower collapses, our planet's paralysis will begin. So let's hustle, Fang.
Alright, let's hustle. I should probably save in case I fuck up somewhere and die. But yeah, okay, so like the reason I want to bring that up is because there's some theories out there going on that perhaps there are more than 5 time gears, but apparently only 5 are needed to stop the destruction of what's this place called? Temporal Tower. Yeah, Temporal Tower.
Yeah. I originally thought that there were only 3 because the 3 spirits and all that. And then I remembered about like the random places where you would get visions, and they're like, oh yeah, it only happens when places of time like related to time gears.
That was only in the future though.
Yeah, I know, and I was very annoyed by that because I was like, oh, that would be really cool because that means that there are other, there are other time gears, and they're like, nope. I'm like, oh, well, that just ruined everything.
See, the reason I want to bring that up is because there are theories behind that. And again, like how come time hadn't stopped near like Treasure Town and other places, like time was clearly still moving, like in Brine Cave, even though it's implied that Grovyle had already collected what is presumed to be all 5 time gears. So the theory is that there's more than 5, which would make the most sense, because I don't know if you remember it, but very early on in the game when Spark first talked to me about the time gears, he mentioned how like, oh, I heard a rumor that you could find a time gear on an altar inside a volcano and stuff like that, but we never found that. Oh, that's right,
there was one.
Yeah, we never found that though.
Did Grovyle?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What are the 5 time gears that he took?
The 5 time gears he took are the 3 lakes, the Tree Shroud Forest, and I forgot the name of the 5th location, but it's definitely not a volcano.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, the theory is that there's more time gears than those 5. And that's why places like Treasure Town hadn't been frozen. So I kind of just wanted like your opinion on that. Like because that does raise questions like, if that's the case, then why does Temporal Tower only need 5 time gears? Does that mean like any time gears would have done? If there's more than 5 time gears, does that just mean any time gears would have done? What did we have to specifically get those 5 time gears, or was the one in the volcano just baseless rumor and isn't actually part of the game, and there's only 5, and they only added that in the game to specifically be baseless rumor to get your mind going about the time gears or something like that?
I mean, that's completely possible. I mean, I don't think about things like that when I play games, because that's very like outside the box compared to what the story is going on. Because like, yeah, it's related to the story, but at the same time, we're talking rumors and what is it? Like rumors and possibilities. Like if I have questions about things, it doesn't relate to stuff like that because I don't know. I just don't think about it personally.
Okay. Well, the reason that it got me thinking was because it was a literal rumor that your partner tells you in the game, and they even show you like the screen of it. Yeah, they show you the screen like saying, "Oh, like you could see that there is a time gear inside that volcano," and the game designers went the extra mile of like throwing it in there. So I was like thinking, was there supposed to be a 6th one? Is there just more than 5? Do all these exist? Like, I like thinking about this stuff. I don't know. I don't know why.
And see, like when you brought up the whole time gears, they're like, well, the 5th one, I don't know the location, so you probably got it from there. Because the first place that I showed Grovyle taking the time stone was in the forest.
It was Tree Shroud Forest, yes.
Yeah. And then it showed him going against Yuxi, then Mesperit, and then we saw Azelf. So I was like, okay, the 5th location would have to be that. So when you brought it up, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But if it wasn't that, it was some other place, I'm like, well, darn.
Yeah. Oh, it just occurred to me that yeah, the 5th place hadn't been brought up yet, and you're gonna see the 5th place in the special episodes.
Okay.
It's in the Team Charm special episode. They reveal the location of the 5th one that Grovyle got. I was like, oops, I guess I kind of spoiled that one. Oopsies. Nice. But yeah, I want to bring those up just to get your opinion on like some of these theories that have been floating around in the history of
Mystery Dungeon.
Of Explorers of Sky, because like Explorers of Sky is just, I've said it many times, but I love the game, and I so much so that I divulge myself in some of those like fan theories that I've read online. I was like, it's all just so interesting to me.
It's not a bad thing though.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a bad thing.
I know, but
I don't know what implied to think that was a bad thing.
No, the way you said it though sounded like you were like dejecting the thought of like, oh man, I'm divulging myself into fan theories even though I probably shouldn't or something like that.
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay, cool. Like fan theories are fun to go into with anything.
The reason I was saying that is because like you said you personally don't divulge yourself like that, and I was like, but I do, and it's cool, man. Join me.
Well, that's because I'm still playing the story mode. Like I said, I don't think about those when I'm playing the story. I only think about stuff like that afterwards once I've enjoyed the story and not asked too many questions.
Okay.
I've already asked a lot of questions as is.
Yeah. Well, I hope you look forward to the rest, because there's gonna be a lot of things in the post game. Like you said earlier, it's big. There's a lot to do.
And like, yeah, that's another thing is like, there's supposedly, like you keep saying, the post game is big, so there's gonna be a lot of things, which means there's probably gonna be a lot more questions, but they're not gonna happen until I know what the heck the post game is gonna be, because I have no idea.
Enemies in front. Dang it! I thought it like throws it or launches it. No, leave Piplup alone. It is
over walls though. Wow, that hammer arm though.
These enemies are really tough. If I go quiet, I'm like sorry. I'm sorry because I'm just like trying to focus.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to think of like any other things that could pop into my mind as a potential question, but right now I don't want to say it because it sounds bad. I'm kind of like brain dead when it comes to questions.
Oh, okay. It just seems like you had a lot of questions when we had the future thing, and I don't remember what some of those questions were, but I wanted to see if we could like revisit some of them and see like your thoughts on how they've been answered or if they've been answered.
Well, the one thing I'm annoyed about is the whole past present. There's no correlation to why your dimensional stream changes. That bothers me.
I talked to you about the theory of it.
Yeah,
that
the theory of it.
Because they said you need a trusted partner for it to work. So the effects of it could just change based on whether or not or what your partner's interests are. And since Grovyle was like super into Time Gears, that was why in the future it worked for Time Gears.
But I mean, yeah, you know, that does make sense. And I was just thinking, well, what if it's like also to what is it? What if it's related to like how much trust you have in your partner, how strong it is? Because the drowsy thing wasn't much of an adventure. It was a saving rescue thing. And also, what I was thinking is, if Fang agreed to go with Grovyle, was it because they were partners or was it partner of circumstance?
They said that they were best friends, so
you're right.
It's just assumed that they were best friends.
I forgot the whole best friends thing when I was talking about that just now. Yeah. Like in my mind, I know it is, but during that conversation, I was like, well, what if it's of circumstance? What if they didn't really know each other that well? And you're like, they're best friends. I'm like, shit.
They were best friends, yeah. That's why, like, the last scene we saw when Grovyle was pushing Dustnor away, like another thing I thought about Grovyle, because like I said, Grovyle is my favorite character, and I can only just assume how much that must have hurt for him to say. He was like, man, my best friend doesn't remember me. And
oh yeah, no, definitely.
And he was just like, Spark, you and Fang are the greatest of combinations. I was just like, no, Grovyle! I'm sure we can be good too! We're a great combination too, buddy, come on!
No, one of the things was, shoot, my mind is off in a different world right now. What I was thinking something, I can't remember, my mind's going blank.
Oh no, that's not good. Let me know if it gets back to you.
It's gone.
Okay. But yeah, Grovyle is my favorite character, and I like to overthink him, if that wasn't obvious.
I remember. So, like, the whole time, I've been feeling for Grovyle. With the whole, like, losing your best friend, he doesn't remember you thing. I didn't bring it up just because I don't know why I didn't bring it up, but, like, the whole thing of how he was like, oh yeah, you guys should split up from me and things like that. I was like, I feel like he doesn't want to do it, he just has to, and it hurts him inside, and it sucks.
Hell yeah, dude!
Putting myself in those shoes, I would hate it. Like, oh yeah, you know, stop running me into that, please.
Okay, buddy.
I know you hate me, but please.
I didn't do it on purpose!
But, like, the whole time I was thinking, if that happens to me, like, if you were to lose memory of me, and we were, like, because we're close friends, if that ever happened, I'd be like, wow, that just really, really just sucks, and I would kind of be sad for, like, the longest time until you remembered, or until we grew our friendship. So, like, I can only imagine what it would be like to see that in person, to know that, hey, look, it's your best friend, but he doesn't remember you ever at all.
I feel for Grovyle. But enough chit chat. I'm happy we're be able to have such casual conversation so close towards the end of the main story. But next time on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky.
What is this, Fang?
We're at the top of the tower, the pinnacle.
But what is this?
We'll see you guys then.
See ya.